So this is often not what people think of when they think of Tempe. They often attribute Tempe to Arizona State University, but I'm actually gonna show you this insane house in one of my favorite neighborhoods. And this is on the south side of Tempe, so it's a completely different world. You're actually about, what, 12, 15 minutes from the university, and it's much quieter, and it has a little bit more of a suburban feel to it, but let me show you this house. So it is in one of my absolute favorite neighborhoods, Circle G Ranches in Tempe. The neighborhood, it's quite a famous neighborhood. I would say a lot of people are in love with it, mainly because huge lots. A lot of them are half acre up to an acre, custom homes, really green and shaded area as well. It doesn't feel like Arizona. This home, it's a big boy. It's 5,400 square feet. A lot of natural light in here, and it is a north-south facing lot. So you're gonna have pretty even distribution of lighting throughout the day, which is really ideal. And this was a completely renovated home. They actually did like the roof, the AC, the water heater, and of course you can see the finishes in this house are just unbelievable. Just the tile, the light fixtures, and the texture on this tile is so amazing. I'm a fan of tile if you guys did not know, but I'll show you the showers and everything later. They really did a fantastic job. And something to consider too is this is White Fig Homes was the people that renovated the home. They are very reputable in the Phoenix East Valley, do quality finishes. And you know, something like if you guys are looking at renovated homes, things I always like to see is, you know, do they replace the systems of the house? Did they do plumbing, electrical, AC, roof, any of those things? Or did they just do cosmetics? Because that kind of shows you like, you know, or if they didn't do any of the major systems and they just put like pig on a lipstick, is, you know, are there things that are hidden behind walls, and are you gonna have issues when you actually purchase that home? Because that can happen with flipped homes. But this one, you know, like I said, they did the water heater, AC, and roof. So that is very promising. And these are real wood beams, not the faux wood. We're seeing that a little bit more in newer construction, like down in Queen Creek, some homes in South Gilbert as well. And this home is actually 3 levels. I'll talk about that a little bit more in a moment, what makes it unique. But there's 5 total bedrooms and then 4.5 baths. The primary is on the first floor, and you actually have your private courtyard back here, which is kind of cool. And then that goes to the backyard, which we'll check out in a minute. And this actually goes to the family room here. And then I'm gonna show you one of my favorite parts, the shower in the primary bedroom. We got really big tiles here. That was probably fun to install. And then another really cool thing about the house is there's all these skylights throughout, so it's just a ton of natural lighting. And then this shower, this is what I'm talking about, guys. Look at the texture and the different types of tile too. And it goes on for days. And we have the bathtub in the shower. I'm curious what you guys think about it. I've heard mixed reviews. I personally think the wet shower is awesome, but I know some people that I've toured homes with, they weren't a huge fan of it. I don't know, I love it though. And then we have the upstairs that has 2 of the bedrooms. And then I wanna show you the shower. The shower is pretty beautiful as well. It's kind of like a little hidden cove. And look at that tile work. So I mentioned the house was 3 levels because we actually have a basement in this house, which is pretty uncommon for Arizona actually. And this neighborhood is unique in the way that there's actually a fair amount of homes with basements. Reason we don't have a lot of basements in Arizona, if you are not from here, is our soil is very hard, okay? It's called cliche, very, you know, when something's strenuous and laborious, it often costs money. So it's expensive to build a home with a basement, and honestly, we see not many of them at all. Usually they tend to be bigger homes, more custom built homes. And honestly, even like areas of Queen Creek and South Gilbert, more of the newer construction, we're seeing less and less of it. So it's definitely kind of a unique feature of the home, but let me show you. And there's also like a courtyard right off here. I'll show you guys. So it brings in a lot of natural light. In my opinion, makes it much more usable. This is the bedroom down here, and then here's the courtyard. It's so cute. If you take these stairs, it goes up to the courtyard right off the primary bedroom. And more beautiful tile in the bathroom down here. And then we have this big rec room or living area down here as well with a fireplace. And there is room for a refrigerator there as well. So location wise, in my opinion, it's awesome. It's kind of like right in the middle of the East Valley. So immediately around here, I mean, the grocery stores, you have Whole Foods, which is like, I don't know, 4-minute drive from here, right around the corner. You're also very close to Highway 101, so that's a huge thing. It just makes it much easier to navigate and get around. There's also like a Fry's and a Sprouts that's like maybe a 5-6 minute drive. And then to the airport, 15 minutes. Scottsdale, like Old Town area, you're looking about 20 minutes. And then like Central Phoenix, like Roosevelt Row area is about 22 minutes per Google Maps. And that's without traffic. And this backyard is huge. This house is on 3/4 of an acre. And this is south facing. So huge covered patio with fans. And then the pool is giant. And it gets pretty deep on the far end as well. And then there's also an RV gate. But here's another view of the pool and the house. And then we have all this green space over here. And then back there is that courtyard off the primary bedroom. So as far as schools go in this area, it's for the high school, it's Corona del Sol, and on niche.com, you can see the ranking there, but it's an A. And then for the middle school and elementary, it's Kyrene. The middle school was an A-, and the elementary received an A. So definitely check those out if you're interested in this area. And I actually used to live about a mile from here, and I loved the location mainly because like if I wanted to go to Phoenix, see a Diamondbacks game, or I love a lot of live music, you're gonna find more of that in Central Phoenix. It made it very easy, but it's not as like busy or congested. And another kind of interesting thing, if you aren't from here, I used to live in Central Phoenix too, and it's a little bit more of a concrete jungle there. So as a result, it does actually in the summer feel a little bit warmer. When you are in an area that has more vegetation, it's a little bit more residential or spread out, it's actually a little bit cooler. So I don't know, for me personally, this was one of my favorite areas in the East Valley. I mean, as far as like restaurant options, coffee options, grocery stores, I mean, you have everything really at your doorstep. So there is, as I mentioned, this is in Circle G Ranches, beautiful neighborhood. There's actually some horse privileges for this neighborhood too, which kind of makes it unique as well. There's like actually a horse trail and arena over in the center of the neighborhood. And then you also have like tennis courts, a playground, some green spaces. No community pool, but most of the homes here are gonna have a pool in this specific neighborhood. The HOA fee is $124 a month, or that's what it comes out to. It's paid quarterly. So, I mean, considering how beautiful the neighborhood is, I personally think it's worth it, but it just depends on what your personal preferences are, of course. And then as far as the purchase price of the home, it is $2.699. So, you know, really that is what you're, for a fully renovated home for this size, particularly this size lot. You know, land is not cheap here because, you know, this area is built out. There's not really more of it. You know, again, location is really, really ideal. I am Courtney Strzelczyk. I'm a local real estate agent here in the East Valley, and I created this channel to serve as a guide if you're considering moving to this area, hopefully give you a lot of resources that you can't find online or on Zillow. And if you want more information about this home, I'll put information below. Just check it out. Also, if you want to learn more about Tempe, I have this playlist right here talking about a lot of different things. Thanks so much, and don't forget to subscribe.